The collaboration between the Feminist Center for Racial Justice and Just Associates around feminist movement building schools is really inspired by the intention to link the questions of knowledge production and research in service of movement organizing. I come from the perspective of thinking that you cannot fight a battle that you don't necessarily understand, and that's the function of research. Social movements today are battling evolving actors, evolving structural dynamics, evolving contexts. And the role that academics can play is ensuring that the research we produce actually responds to the context that social justice activists are dealing with on a day-to-day basis.
I think that the collaboration between Jazz and FCRJ, both in terms of knowledge as movement strategy, but also an investment in a series of movement builder schools to be able to strengthen the analytical and ideological base of organizers and activists to better inform their strategies and actions in their organizations or movement networks and formations is a powerful offer. We are centering the power and agency and building the capacities of ordinary people to be able to hold power to account, to outside of a projectized frame, to be able to determine the kind of change that they are wanting as part of thinking through what it means to completely change systems in a way that means that oppressed or marginalized people can also enjoy freedom and justice.
The Feminist Center for Racial Justice and Jazz piloted an initial school with 20 activists from the broad region we will call Latin America and held this school in Mexico last year. We went on to a process of developing and strengthening the methodology and developed 3 modules. And we are now here testing 2 of those modules with a group of activists from Eastern and Southern Africa.
We will be integrating exercises that allow us to move so that we are really holding not just the mind, but the body, as well as the heart, right, as sources of knowledge, right, that we can learn from, that we can use as part of building our strategies.
Moja, 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 moja. Tatu, tatu. Tatu, tatu, tatu.
Being here, it's been like a dream, because in a way it has a pack of people who really understand what another activist is going through, or it could be in terms of understanding or having a shared goal in abolishing power or in abolishing injustice. It feels really good to be around people who can be part of such a very bigger movement.
Being part of the school and being here particularly was to see strategies around movement building across the continent. And I was really curious to see how other parts of the continent are organizing themselves and thinking about strategies and knowledge representation and building knowledge around that as well.
Having an opportunity to be at this school at this particular moment in time has given me an opportunity, number one, to be able to come and hear what other feminists around Africa are going through, what similarities do we have, and what can we harness from each other. But most importantly, to come together and just have discussions around power, so that even when I go back to my community, I am able to continue with the discourse.
I'm Farhia Hussein. I'm from Somalia. This would make me to be able to not stop at any situation that could face me. I have learned the most possible solution, or maybe the systematic ways that could be followed in things that related with women and gender issues.
What I've taken away from this feminist school journey that I've been on this week is to bring a nuanced type of view to how I execute the duties that I'm assigned. So it's a lot of things that I've learned but I'm really, really hoping that I take it down to the practical sense rather than just theorizing as I've been doing in the past.
My key takeaways from the school so far are how interconnected our struggles are and how much work there's still to do for all of us. I see that there's a lot of goodwill, there's a lot of effort being put in from different organizations, different parts of the continent.
FCRJ and Jazz, we are very close to movements and organizations. And in many ways, we read the context, and through our learnings from movements, we are also able to identify meaningful contribution. The first part, given previous collaborations, is part reading where the movements are, what context is telling us, and how we think we can best contribute to support, strengthen, build the organizations and movements.
I think the larger dream and aspiration for these schools, for both organizations, is that we are able to impact the work that movements are doing. That we can actually see, and we know life is not linear, but we can actually see a direct line between people participating in these movements and that shaping the work that they're doing in real terms.
And the process will end in a year's time, where the same participants will reconvene to look at action research and knowledge products, the impact that they potentially have had, and what that then tells us as we continue to deepen the theoretical frames of belonging, citizenship, and identity, the power of movement building, and the power of a transformative vision to be able to make change happen, and the role of knowledge within all of that.